about the latest news around Africa. I'm going to do specifically Uganda. Now, Chris Wyatt had a guy on his stream named Mani, and he's a legendary Afrikaans singer, and he'd been going for almost 2 hours. It was an excellent stream. It's still going on. I hate to cut out Chris's stream and do this stream, and I also hate to go into Ronaldo's stream as well, so I don't expect to get too many viewers for this live stream while I'm streaming. Now, when the stream is over and gets uploaded, I'll expect people to watch it, and as they have been, typically. But okay, we'll talk about Uganda first. Okay, Bobby Wine is being oppressed, and he's appealing to the Uganda Supreme Court for to say that the Ugandan election was rigged, that it was rigged, there was a lot of fraudulent election, and that Yoweri Museveni stole the election. And MTV actually agrees with Bobby Wine on this. MTV has said that they are canceling their MTV Africa Music Awards. They're canceling their MTV Africa Music Awards in Uganda, in Kampala, Uganda this year because of the political oppression of Bobby Wine. And I agree with MTV on this. I've not only been critical of MTV's politics and MTV's situation, but I agree with MTV on this with this situation. I agree that MTV is doing the right thing in this situation, that they're doing the right thing and siding with Bobby Wine on this, that recently made CNN's news yesterday, and I commend MTV for this. Now, with that being said, Yoweri Museveni has been a dictator, but he has also not done a bad job running the country of Uganda. Okay, the economy, I mean, it's still a very poor country, but the economy's been better under Museveni than it's been on other presidents. Coffee exports Chris White did a video on this, has increased drastically in Uganda, even in 2020. Italy is Uganda's number one coffee exporter. They export a bunch of coffee to India. It's India. I forget the number two, but then the third most is Belgium. I think, and maybe India, France, and Belgium. But the top three are European countries. Now, most Ugandans don't drink coffee to begin with. According to Chris Wyatt, only 5% of Ugandan coffee is there for domestic consumption. They do export their coffee to South Africa. They export their coffee to South Sudan as well, and various other African countries. They export some of it to the USA. But so Museveni has also done a good job countering the AIDS crisis. Under Museveni, AIDS in Uganda has decreased by about 80% under Yoweri Museveni. And they've done an ABC program. The ABC program is abstinence, be faithful, and use a condom. And they've done that, and then they've also introduced AIDS contraceptive drugs, which has drastically reduced mother-to-child transmission of AIDS. But with that being said, Museveni has been in power since about 1986. He has ruled Uganda with an iron fist. There's not much freedom of speech. There's not much freedom of assembly under Yoweri Museveni. Bobby Wine hit the campaign trails in a Kevlar vest. But I have to commend MTV for banning their MTV Africa Music Awards programs in Kampala, Uganda, to protest what happened to Bobby Wine. And Bobby Wine is right, appealing the election. And he also said if there wasn't fraud, why were the Ugandan military and police surrounding his house? Why were they surrounding his house? Why were they threatening to take him to jail? And why would many not hotels house Bobby Wine when he was on the campaign trail? So Bobby Wine was right to appeal this situation. It's a human rights issue. And yes, Museveni and Uganda have been a key ally to the United States. So here's what needs to happen. They need to do a re-election. Museveni needs to welcome U.S. and European Union observers to make sure there's not fraudulent elections. And Museveni may win. Museveni still enjoys incredible popularity in Uganda because of him reducing AIDS by about 80%, and because coffee production and exports of coffee have increased drastically under Yoweri Museveni. And so the country has not been ran that badly. He's also countered Islamic extremism in Uganda as well, and sent soldiers to help the United States fight al-Shabaab in Somalia. So Museveni has popularity. I mean, I think whoever, if there's a fair and balanced election, I think either Bobby Wine or Yoweri Museveni is going to win with about 51% of the vote. It's going to be a very close and very tight election in Uganda. Okay, that's what I firmly believe. That's what's going to happen. Okay, latest on South Africa. There has recently been a 17.5 billion, million discrepancy in the COVID funds. They got COVID-19 funds from some banks in England and some banks in Africa to help counter their COVID-19 crisis. And a lot of South Africa's public hospitals are not fit to house the COVID-19 crisis. So they got some funds from some banks. Well, it's looking like, due to investigations, that the ANC government had embezzled 17.5 million US dollars of COVID-19 funds. And so this is not the legacy of apartheid. This is not the legacy of colonialism. This is the legacy of the ANC's incompetency. And corruption on top of that. And then they're going to blame something like that on apartheid, which is a very, very problematic thing to do. That's number one. Number two, okay, and number two, the ANC had plans. Johnson and Johnson offered to sell the ANC their vaccines for half price, but the ANC said nope, too expensive. They just wanted a handout, but then they wanted to embezzle money that was given to them as well, which is drastically problematic. Okay, that's that. Okay, Namibia has done the COVAX program for their vaccines. Namibia's done the COVAX program for their vaccines, and the vaccines for Namibia are being delayed. They were supposed to get them in January, but they're going to mid-March, and that's the ineffectiveness of the COVAX program. And I hope people recognize that. And then the SWAPO government still doesn't have a plan to distribute the vaccines, other than to say their healthcare workers get it first, then their elderly population. But they don't have a set plan to distribute the vaccine, and Hagagangab is running the country of Namibia into the ground. So that's the latest there. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Chris's stream's probably wrapping up, and then Ronaldo's stream's about to begin. So hope everybody's doing well. Take care. God bless, and bye bye.